Welcome back, everyone, to Bowlero, Auburn, here in Auburn, Massachusetts. We are here for the match play final of the DJs Pro Shop non-champs event, NEBA number 983. And the bowlers have already been through their practice, and one of our participants, Zach Bogholtz, has already gotten up and flushed the first shot, slapping the 10. Bruce Hall here with my continued partner today, Sarah Gill. Hi, Sarah.
Hello.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for sitting in today, and welcome back from Louisiana and Tulane and all the good work you're doing down there. And before we get much farther into this, Sarah, I want you to kind of share your experience, and there it goes, with this pair. It's a 37-foot pattern, 26.6 mils, 4-1. In theory, dry outside of 5, and Bill Beck had a wonderful look on 33 and 4. And just had one go high on 35 and 6, but you bowled the finals match on this pair, and how'd that go?
Not too hot. Had a good look in practice. Doubled to start out the game, and then it was all downhill from there. So.
And you had a series of 7, 6, 7. You were just light, high, really struggling to find the pocket there at the end, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it seemed like 36 was hooking a little more than 35.
Was it? Oh, and Bill Beck goes by the 3-pin, maybe some nerves there, and switched to the plastic ball, didn't recover, and gives Zach Bogholtz an immediate edge here. Zach from Long Island in Nassau, and Bill Beck from Glastonbury, Connecticut. It's easy to count the number of titles because this is a non-champs event, so it's the first one. So you said 36 was hooking more.
Yes.
Which would bear out because Bill just went through the beak on that pair. Let's see what he does here.
35 was pretty tight when I was on it, so
okay.
Let's see if that's the same.
So that they're so different didn't help. And now that came in light, but at least it carries for Bill. And a good shot there. Let's see what Zach does with this right drier lane. And he's cleaning off what looks like a purple. And Zach coming off a convincing 267 victory over Brendan Vallone. And Bill winning more of a squeaker in his match. And look at those revs, and he takes the drier lane, yes?
Yeah.
And goes super washout.
That looked a little in.
It did look a little in, and it just went long.
Yeah.
Maybe they're just cliffed out.
Yeah, maybe.
You know, so depending on what board you hit, right?
Yeah.
Well, anyway, here's the ugliness. We anticipate we anticipate an ugly match, folks, because this pair is no fun. You know, Sarah's making shots and goes after the super washout and does not convert. And even with the missed 2-pin, Bill Beck takes the lead on the bench with a strike up. So here we go. This is going to be
a fun one.
And let's see what Zach does here. He struck convincingly his first shot on this lane, and there he goes. And gets a flying Farkle. I hope Chris Viale is watching, because that was the textbook flying Farkle right there. So great shot there. And speaking of Chris Viale, you're going to want to head out to Chicopee Lanes for a lot of your Thanksgiving Day weekend, guys. It's the Megabucks tournament sponsored by Savage Arms. They're adding $5,000 to that, over $100,000 in expected prize money. There's two really full days of qualifying, different qualifying squads, 4 games, and that's going to be on that Friday and Saturday. There's sweepers Thursday and Friday nights, and the finals are on Sunday. And Bill Beck, good shot, gets exactly the same mixer strike that he got on the left lane, but he must have adjusted there because that's the drier lane, right, Sarah?
Correct.
Yeah. So good for him. So he goes from missing a 2-pin and feeling very depressed to a 13-pin lead right now. So it'll be an interesting match. So, I hear there's qualifying. There may be qualifying on the Thursday as well. Someone just chimed in. So check out Northeast Megabucks at hotmail.com for email, and bowlingmegabucks.com is the website for that event. Don't miss that. Tomorrow's event is the Storm Roto 900 Tournament of Champions, and there are still spaces available for this event. You can walk in if you like, if you're a NEBA champion and bowl. And a crumbling bucket for Bill Beck gives him the triple, and a commanding lead now over Zach. That was a big, big break for Bill. Coming in light on the tighter lane, right? And
yeah.
I think he thought it would come up a little harder than that, but it comes up late for the crumbling bucket. And now Zach not quite in a must-strike situation, but I would strongly suggest that he strike here. Goes off the edge, comes up and does strike, and negates 10 pins of the deficit right now. So he's -4 to Bill's +9, so that would give us a 15-pin deficit. Zach can cut it to 5 with a strike here. Oh, actually, it's 13, so cut it to 3. Cut it if he gets this, he cuts it to 3. Many thanks to John Zawalik here at DJ's Pro Shop. Lessons, equipment, consulting. Lots of great knowledge here. And dead flush in the pocket there for Zach. And talk about raw power. I'd like to see his rev rate. What do you think? 600?
It's up there, that's for sure.
That's that ball is spinning, and he matches Beck's triple with one of his own. Gets back within 3. So that was a huge double for Zach. Once again, this is the final of the DJ's Pro Shop non-champs. NEBA number 983 on a very tricky pair. Depends on where you lay it down. We have some cliff issues. We have one lane drier than the other. We've had some low scores here, not just by Sarah. Let's see what these guys do now. And up the edge, beautiful shot. Now, all of a sudden, he catches one of those tight boards, and it's a washout for Bill Beck.
That looks familiar for me.
By the way, he thought he threw that well.
I know.
Because when he let it go, he posted the finish. It looked fine, and all of a sudden, it doesn't make the corner. So, hey, if everybody could share the feed, we'd very much appreciate it. We could get our viewership up for this great final match against Zach Bogholtz and Bill Beck for their first NEBA title, coveted NEBA title. Had 127 entries today and 32 qualifiers, 11 seniors, 7 super seniors, 10 women, and Bill cannot convert, and sitting on the bench, he now is facing the 13-pin deficit. Boy, we've had wild swings in this match already, Sarah.
Oh, yeah.
We're down to our 32 bowlers for the Paul Forey qualifier. We'll bowl in Norwich on December 10th and 11th, the Ideal Bowling Concepts singles event. Where you finish in that event will be where you finish on that prize list. There's a top 20 prize list with 2,000 on top. Hey, Corey Umbrello's checking in saying Sarah's goated on the stream, so I think that's a compliment. I'm pretty sure.
I don't know.
He gets that right, turns the corner. He's gotten every one of those mixers has Bill Beck, so he wants to keep the ball in that location. And a pretty good shot there. Bill, very calm, looking really strong at the line, getting through the ball very well. And here is young Zach Bogholtz on the triple. Let's see if he can overcome this very tough 35 and 6 pair, and gets the slap 10 in the pocket. Yeah. Making the adjustment there and coming back after the super washout. Very impressive. Sarah brought some nice weather with her up from Tulane. Beautiful day today.
It is.
You never know. It's November, what, 10th? Something 11th? Played golf yesterday, and 67 degrees. And there's a amazing mixer 4-pin. He doesn't know how that happened. I mean, those pins went scrambling, and nothing hit the 4-pin. And that was a huge break for Bill.
I'm now checked in for my flight for tomorrow.
Oh, good for you. Multitasking, are we?
Yes,
all right,
of course.
Good. Okay. The 2023 season has been posted up on the NEBA website. You hit upcoming tournaments when you go there. January 14th and 15th is Circle Lanes. February 18th are the trios at East Providence. February 19th, my wife's birthday, is the doubles at East Providence. And March 18th, singles at Silver Lanes, Hall of Fame Silver Lanes, Bowlero Silver Lanes. And the Cambridge Credit Invitational, usually in January, that's actually off to April now, April 2nd. And that will be at Callahan's Bowlerama. So if you're qualified for that, you have at least 5 events in 2000. And comes up high, does Bill, for a 4-pin. And that's trouble, because now he's 23, 22 down and on a spare. So we have to start thinking about max totals now as we look at what's possible for Bill. That was a really important hit to get.
Yeah, it looks like he tried to move right a little bit and then hit those hooking boards on the outside.
Right.
And
it's so wet dry. I mean, it's like it's cliffed, as we call it. So you miss in 1 or 2 and it goes straight, and you go out 1 or 2 and it hooks early, and all of a sudden you don't know what it's going to do and when. It makes it very hard. And we want to thank all of our 2022 sponsors, including Storm, Roto, and 900 Global for tomorrow's TOC sponsorship. And all they do, 2 balls per tournament, 1 via raffle and 1 via first off the cut. Unfortunately, Sarah, by virtue of you not being here, our friend Amanda Broche, who's bowled dominantly, has won the Women's Series. Congratulations to her. Shout out to Strike FX Pro Shops, Turbo Grips, Bullwinkle's Pro Shops, Savage Arms, KR Strike Force, Grog Monster Sports, Greg Clement's new organization. Cambridge Credit, they had 3,500 to the Cambridge Credit Invitational coming up in April, as we said, of next year. And that didn't quite turn the corner for Bill. And now he's got the same kind of lost look that I think happened to you.
Absolutely.
And you just make a small move, and then that adds up to a really tiny change in your speed, tiny change in your hand. And all of a sudden you got 8 or you got 7 or you got something, you just don't know what it is. And this pair is getting him and Zach, and I think he's just simply overpowering it.
Yeah, I think his speed kind of helps get through those cliff points of the lane. So I think he has that to his advantage.
Speed and revs.
Yeah, for sure.
Bloomfield Electric, Tony and Susie Renaud for the Masters event sponsorship. Bill covers the 2-8. Callahan's Bowlerama, rumored to be the site of a very exciting tournament next year that might have a 1K next to it. TechVision live streaming. You're listening and watching a TechVision production right now. Yankee Lanes, Jeff Barden was here earlier. Looks like he scooted to get back home. DJ's Pro Shop, of course, our title sponsor for today's event. East Coast Sports Investors, Ideal Bowling Concepts with Keith Lang, and BuddiesProShop.com for the annual prizes and the Paul Forey Memorial Cup Series. And now Zach goes washout but clears out the 10, and Bill's like, oh, geesh. And what a break by Zach to get that out. So let's do totals now. 211 available for Bill Beck, and Zach cruising now by virtue of his miss at a 212 pace, right? Yeah. So Zach, if he can figure out a way to get another double, can lock it up. He needs this spare and gets it. And Bill Beck cannot miss. So let's see what Zach can do. So there's that miss right. Apparently he missed in 1 or 2 boards, caught the wet boards, and off it goes for a washout, right?
Yep. He's taking a re-rack over here.
Oh, is he? Okay. Interesting. I Am Bowling, powered by Logo Infusion. Now you can wear I Am Bowling shirts in the PBA. And happy to hear that. And that's also Ace Mitchell, Better Bowling Concepts, Many Styles of Bowling, Dexter Bowling, Chicago Sam's, and of course GMS Decorative Concrete, sponsoring the Masters and the Cranston Doubles. Thank you, Clayton Schwartz. Thanks so much to all of our 2022 sponsors. Over $60,000, Sarah, in cash and equivalent. And Zach gets the rolling 2-pin. He didn't exactly roll it. He kind of just overpowered it by just having so much power that stuff jumped off the wall and carried it for him. puts himself now in a position of not being able to be obviously shut out, and he just the first strike in the 10th, or pretty much any fill of 20, and he locks it up. So Bill Beck in an absolute must-strike situation, must-strike right now. And Chris Monroy chiming in saying how quickly the lanes transition here in Auburn. Absolutely true. And with all the air floating around, they use fans quite a bit here. And with that air changes the lanes even faster, even though we don't have TV lights. And unfortunately, Bill Beck, that comes of light. Bill has got this confused look on his face that you had on your face when you got done
familiar.
with this pair, Sarah.
Yeah.
So I think everything that we had kind of thought about on this pair came true, but unfortunately much more for the stroker, Bill Beck, than it did for Zach. As we wrap things up here, Sarah, thank you so much for sitting in, and wish you all the best. And
thank you.
Corey, and I know you're heading back tomorrow night. You just checked in for your flight, so
yes, I did.
That's absolutely happening. And we'll see you back here hopefully over the holidays.
Yeah, I'm
be around. So
planning on hopefully being back for Norwich beginning of December. So hopefully get one last go in there, and then.
Oh, good, yeah. You want to be there for the, that's a normal NEBA Saturday night squads and Sunday. So that's a regular singles event. So let's have a quick check on the score here. Unfortunately, Bill Beck 2-0-0 max. Now, it's not technically over. If Bill can double here and post 200, he makes Zach go, if he goes 9 out, we have a tie. So let's see if Bill can figure out a way to double here.
Not going to guarantee anything on lane 36 either. So.
Well, exactly. Zach just broke up a washout on that lane, so great shot there by Bill. And again, I probably have written off Bill too quickly here, because if he can double, you're right, there's nothing guaranteed on either one of these lanes, and it looks like 36 is way more cliffed. With Zach, as we said, barely escaping a washout on his last shot there. So let's see. I think he's very happy to have that strike in the 9th. Give him some cushion. Huge shot here for Bill Beck. Can he post 200 and force Zach to mark to win the title? Pretty good, pretty good. Get it. Oh, and it gets into the oil and skids down the lane. Does not make the corner. Maybe got a little fast. Just a hair. Doesn't make the corner. 190 maximum for Bill, and that means that Zach just needs to keep it on the lane, and that will be the match. Oh, what a shame. Bill just struggling. Just got consumed by this pair. He had such a good look. Just coming off a 239 game on 33 and 4, where he had lots of room left and right. And this pair, even if you split the board, it depended which board you split, because it might be tight and it might be dry. Yeah. So that was kind of a shame for Bill, but a really great day for Bill Beck. Really strong second place finish. He was in it right to the end. Congratulations to Bill. And we will be crowning a new Long Island bowler, Zach Bogholtz, whose name we found out how to properly pronounce last round, Sarah, which was good.
Yes, we did.
And look at this. Zach goes through the beak for a 410. So if Bill did, by chance, get that double, guess what? We should have called final scores.
Oh, yeah.
On this, because here's 190, and this is going to be 200 with one. And it gets none. 0. How about 198 to 190, the final score. Congratulations to Zach Bogholtz. Sarah, thanks so much for sitting in.
Of course.
And you have yourself a very safe trip back home.
Thank you.
And give our regards to Corey and the family.
You'll see him soon enough. He's coming up for the Mega Buck event.
Can't thank you enough for sitting in. And thanks to Danny and Debbie for running the event here, and to Natalie Berkowitz, the new manager here, as well as Ivy Hudson, the new DM for Bowlero. A really, really well-run tournament, all the staff here. And congratulations to Zach. And we will be right back with an interview with Zach. And Sarah, have a very safe trip back.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye, everybody. We'll be right back. Thank you so much.
My second pick won.
There you go.